Hi guys, time for another video. Well, I've got 5 minutes. I saw on one of the Facebook groups today, someone was asking about how we made the T-pieces for banners like this, the ones that hang down. And it's fairly easy, it's not a complicated task really. So I thought I'd give you a quick demo of how I do them. It's not the definitive way, but it's a way. So first thing to do is get your banner, and you want to measure your cross piece. So I'm going to use this banner for one of our Arthur figures. So what I'm going to do is I'll just mark it with my nail there, then I'll use my snips and just snip it off. And because I'm prepared this time, here's a piece I prepared earlier. So when you've snipped it off, what you want to do is just give it a quick file on the ends, just to smooth it off where you've cut it, and round them off a little bit. You can use your Dremel for this, it's quicker, but I just thought not everyone's got a Dremel, so let's do it the other way. So there you go, so that's nice and smooth now. And then what you want to do, there's two ways you can do it. You can solder it if you've got a soldering iron. Most people might not have a soldering iron, so I thought we'd do it the next best way, which is just with good old super glue. So what you want to do is, I've got one of our 100mm spears here that I'm going to use as the actual standard. And I want the T-piece to go across there like so. It's a bit of a balancing act because you've got to kind of line up the actual spear head so it looks right, along with the cross piece. Now the cross piece needs to be obviously bang in the middle, and as you can see here, it can almost balance, so that, you know, you're pretty much exactly where you want to be. And all I do then is get a big splodge of glue. Actually, I don't get a big splodge of glue, I'm lying. What I do is I put a little splodge of glue just on the bar like that. Just a little blob of glue. You don't want a lot because you don't want it all over your plate, all over the place. And then I plonk that as near as damn it in the middle as I can, and then just leave it. Now the reason why you put a very small bit of glue on is because obviously if there's a big blob of glue on there, it's going to go everywhere, and all that will happen is when I pick this up, it'll be glued to the mat, and none of us wants that, do we? No, of course not. So it doesn't take a long, it'll stick fairly quickly, he says, as it doesn't stick. Oh, it's looking good. Just to give that a minute, talk amongst yourselves, smoke them if you've got them. And I'll talk through the next bit. And what we're going to do now is, once this is set, is we're going to take some cotton. It's normal cotton. I use a kind of light brown, basically because it was the first one I pulled out of my wife's sewing box. Shh, don't tell her. And what you want to do is, usually it's like a bit of a feathered end, and this makes it a bit of a pain, so cut the end off with a sharp scalpel so it's nice and flat. Let's see if that's still wet. I don't know whether it is, might be. So what I'm doing there is I'm sticking the cotton to a little piece of the super glue that's still on there, that's still a little bit wet. I just want that to set. You don't have to do it now, you can do it separately from this, but I'm just trying to speed it up so you can all see how I do it. Otherwise you'll be here all day. Excuse me, that was coffee. So I think that might have set now. Yeah, it's looking good. So as you can see, the cotton's stuck. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put another blob of super glue on there. Now you've got to be careful with this bit, because if it's not set, and I don't think it is set yet, no it's not, it'll take a while to actually get this round, because if you can see it's not quite hardened yet. So what I'll do is I'll blow on it. Sometimes aids with the speeding up the setting of the super glue. Next week's instalment is watching paint dry. If anyone's interested, bring your own paint. It's starting to get sticky. What I think we'll do is I'll pause there, because otherwise this could go on for a while. And then we'll come back when it's set and I'll show you what we do with the rope. Okay, back again. Seems to have set now. As you can see, I'm leaning up against something, so the glue's not going to stick to the mat, because it is problematic when it does that. So now that the cotton is set, what I'm going to do is take another blob of super glue on there. Come on, there we go. And all I'm going to do now is just wrap it around. The super glue will be soaked up by the cotton. Just do it in cross shapes, and you just imagine how you'd do it in real life if you were trying to secure this, and just do it in the same way. You don't need a lot of cotton to do it. But once you've done as much as you think you need to, which is probably about where I am now, is at the back of the back of it. Just finish it off there. Another blob of super glue. What you're doing is you're basically creating a great big solid blob of glue to hold this in place. Now, like I say, it's not as it's never going to be as secure as soldering it on, but it is a very quick and easy way of doing it. Now, a bit of that glue off there. I still want some texture left on there. And then all that you do then is, once it's set again, I would leave it for a good hour or so. Once it's set, you can take it away, put it on your figure, and then spray it all up and paint it, and add your flag once you've finished. And that's pretty much what I do for all of them. Doesn't take very long. Longest part about it is just waiting for it to set. But there you go. Nice and simple.
Hear ye, hear ye. Footsore Miniatures, 28mm historical miniatures. Footsore takes pride in the highest quality metal models, available in the UK, US and worldwide. Footsore believes in delivering high quality products. Find out more at footsoreminiatures.co.uk.